Jack, listen, you're a global traveler, but I know you're not a global trade expert, but I do have to ask you, how are these potential tariffs that could be coming up in April and potentially a global trade war, if that's what unfolds, how would that impact your business? We're going to show some of your customers. You work with some of the biggest companies in the entire world. Would it impact your business? Could it impact their business? How do you see this playing out when it comes to the AI space?
Well, AI is just starting to get its impact going in the B2B sector. The past 2 years, Frank, has really been more of a consumer and prosumer story with people using ChatGPT, a lot of other large language models like Google Gemini. You just reported on some of the advances there. And so that's really been the last 2 years. The next 2-3 years is really more going to be about B2B, the impact in business. For example, biopharma. In energy, you talked about energy stocks. How are we going to convert hydrocarbons into new kinds of products for Aramco, for other big oil giants? So I think there's going to be a lot of value add. And let's remember, Frank, overall net in the next 4 or 5 years, AI has a deflationary impact on the economy. In fact, it's probably the biggest deflationary driver for the entire global GDP over the next 4 or 5 years.
All right, so you think it's deflationary. I know a lot of companies have said it actually helps them improve their margins. We were showing some of your customers. I want to talk about one customer that you've actually expanded a relationship with. That's Deloitte. You're actually using, and I've never heard of this before, but your large quantum models with them, specifically in the biopharma space. You were just talking about biopharma. What is a large quantum model, and what's it going to do for the biopharma space? A lot of focus on the healthcare industry right now, again, with the new HHS secretary being confirmed here in the U.S. at least.
Well, I think biopharma is going to be one of the biggest sectors of impact with AI. Specifically, Frank, as you said, not large language models as much in the biopharma sector, but large quantitative models, an LQM. What's an LQM versus an LLM? LQM is trained on chemistry, on biology, on pharmacology, on toxicology, the very areas that you need if you want to make a new medicine for Alzheimer's, for Parkinson's, for cancer. We're looking at Alzheimer's today, 40 years of research, nothing much to show from the biopharma industry. Same thing with pancreatic cancer, glioblastoma, brain cancer, lots and lots of indications out there. I think that LQMs, quantitative models, trained on biology, trained on chemistry, trained on the kind of interactions you need to make a new drug, you could do that now and cut years off the preclinical time and hundreds of millions of dollars. This is going to have a big impact positively on the biopharma sector.
All right, let's talk impact more broadly here, Jack. First, I want to talk to you about the quantum trade. It was hot earlier this year. Then when Jensen Huang said a few things, it kind of took a nosedive. I'm looking at the chart on Rigetti, IonQ, D-Wave, down between 22 and 33%. And then the impact of DeepSeek. And we just kind of put this all in a bow. Is there still an impact that's being felt in your industry when it comes to AI, when it comes to AI infrastructure, energy needs? We just talked about energy companies actually boosting demand. But longer term, what's going to be that DeepSeek impact?
Well, on the quantum side, they're still way up net compared to where they were a year ago. So I think it's really interesting to look at the quantum stocks. On China, though, that's, I think, the bigger issue right now. It's not just DeepSeek. If you look at Alibaba's Tianwen, which is Alibaba's offering in the AI space, you just mentioned Baidu's ErnieBot, you actually have a range of 8-9 different large language models that have come into the picture. We predicted a number of years ago that the large language model space would be commoditized. Frank, you're looking at all the same data. They use the World Wide Web, the same models, the transformer model. You're going to get the same results. Actually, we believe that over the next few years, there's going to be an increase in demand for the chips from NVIDIA, from AMD, and from others, not a decrease. This is known as Jevons paradox, because although, yes, initially you might think, well, with DeepSeek out, maybe it's cheaper to train, fewer GPUs. But over time, more people can access the technology. More people want to use it. More inference also. That is, when you use the models themselves, not just training the models, that leads overall net to an increase in demand for data centers and for chips. So I think it's actually a very positive impact that DeepSeek is having. It's broadening out the space. It's bringing prices lower and ultimately will increase access to these kinds of technologies.